we now see that the corruption at the highest levels of government, what we've been talking about, unequal justice, a lack of equal application of our laws, equal justice under the law, a two-tier justice system operated by a group of, again, the 1%, lawless, vindictive, evil government officials.
You're doing 80 miles an hour, the police officer comes over and he says, please give me your license and registration, and you tell him to go to hell. What is the police officer supposed to do, walk away? He's going to pull you out of the car. I mean, so in essence, he created this situation by not complying with the orders.
Mr. Gardner, it was an abusive, ridiculous, and embarrassing excessive use of force by the FBI. This is a white-collar suspect of process crimes. He's not MS-13. He's not a mass murderer.
To this day, I don't see it as an outright chokehold, all right? It's taking somebody down. Look at the size of Eric Gardner. Comply. Just don't fight, don't resist.
But it appears to me there is a two-tiered system of justice: selective prosecution, unequal justice under the law.
Questioning cops and their tactics is emboldening bad guys.
There's two tiers of justice, and some of the president's friends and allies have gone to jail for what he considers to be relatively minor offenses.
It's just a good policy. Just even if you know the cop is in the wrong, comply and complain later.
Well, obviously, it's a two-tier justice system. We've always wondered about that, but in the wake of Donald Trump's election in 2016, it became more and more obvious that there's one level of justice for Hillary Clinton, Andrew McCabe, James Comey, John Brennan, the list goes on. And another level of justice, right, and another level of justice for Roger Stone.
The girl was no saint either. He had told her to leave, and she continued to linger. And, you know, when the cop tells you to leave, get out.
What can be done about what feels like a two-track system of justice, where if you're a Republican, if you're a Trump supporter, we're coming after you. If you're on the other side of the ledger, ultimately it seems you can do no wrong.
Well,
your intentions are always
pure. This is the point.
Police brutality was exaggerated. I believe it's exaggerated, and it's time. And now this pendulum is swinging back to the point where we can say we're proud of what you do.
Let me tell you, if you're black or brown in America, police brutality.
I saw that response coming.
And you know what else?
Forget about being gangbusters and going after the bad guys. They themselves are the leading examples of corruption right now in this country, aside from the elected officials.
They feel like police brutality is out there or whatever, and listen, that's not the issue. Yeah, there's been a couple incidents. We got a couple of bad apples, but we police our own.
My parents lived under a communist dictatorship, a police state, and back then there was the phrase, watch out for the 2 a.m. knock on the door. In Roger Stone's case, it was 5 a.m., but it's the same thing.
This is Nike endorsing the Kaepernick message, which is that police brutality exists in wanton measure across this country. And it emphatically, and I happen to agree with the police union, emphatically does not.
What they really want is to send their political enemies to jail. And that's what they're trying to do.
How dare you take the sympathy away from the victim and the men and women in blue under siege every day in this country by the haters and turn it into sympathy and understanding for a different group? I don't need you to tell me or lecture me what I should be thinking because you want to suck up to the commander-in-chief.